It's time for the March 2020 garden tour. Walk this way, and we've got still some iris, which I love. The big change from last month, I had planted some sunflower, and these are some beautiful varieties. I believe these two are the Red Queen, and that one's back there's the Mammoth. I also put in some barrage to bring in some blue colors. I'll be planting a little bit more in here for sunflowers. I've got many planted in the greenhouse right now. The other change from last month, Carolina gold potatoes. The big difference for the asparagus is it's really tall now compared to last month. It was just down here, and I planted in some strawberries here. As for garden bed 1, the big change here is some garlic was planted in here to help with pests. I planted rows of pinto beans and some lima beans. I have also planted garbanzo beans. I don't know if you can see them, but I'm so excited that they started growing. They weren't here last week. I started freaking out a little, and as it warmed up and it rained more, they got real happy and decided to grow. Got a little bit more garlic over there. And I'm very excited about these purple pole beans. They just started sprouting. As for other items, the current plan is to still plant some cucumber over here, and that is due to the beans help put nitrogen into the soil, and cucumbers are very heavy feeders. I've also got cilantro. I threw in some of these broccoli and cauliflowers in here for now. And this is a rosemary plant. Now the thing about rosemaries I learned last year is they do not like to be overwatered. So I've been really careful with this year. I don't like it in my food, but I like the smell, and I love that it repels mosquitoes. And I got tons of chard here planted. So the current plan is once these are established, I plan to interplant with more companion plants and some herbs. But right now I want to see how these guys grow and where they grow. And once I have that figured out, I can know what to plant in here. So it's a little barren right now, and that's just because I want them to establish themselves. As we go over here, I have moved some of the plants that were over there, put them over here. There are some carrots in here, and some garlic, and what is very exciting, the sunchokes, also known as Jerusalem artichokes, are coming up. I have olive tree, so that is not a berry, that is olive tree. And ta-da! Potatoes. As you recall last month, I was like, well, I had planted them, don't know when they're coming up. I've never planted potatoes before, so you can imagine my excitement about that in general. So as we move over here, this garden bed is in progress. The plan is still to have multiple tomato plants throughout here. And as for these guys, I'm waiting for them to establish themselves. They're mostly cauliflower, there's some kale, and a little bit of cabbage. But currently, I'm just using this garden bed because I think my tomato plants will be in the greenhouse another month, so I might as well use this bed for something. And I've got garlic in between the different brassicas, and that's supposed to help with pests. Besides the marigold spaced out for now, I've got a lot of marigolds in the greenhouse. And here is another one that doesn't like to be overwatered, and this is lavender. It'll take out this whole area. It'll become a really big plant, and they also help with pests. I put in some purple lady bok choy along with garlic, some cauliflower and garlic, some rapini broccoli. They seem to be doing all right. I have put some garden beans in here as a trial. I didn't know if these older garden beans would work, and I think it's just that it hasn't been sunny enough. Every now and then we get like 60, early 60s. So I've got some lettuce in here and some carrots and some beets. And these carrots are establishing themselves very happily in this pot here. Last month, I had said I would be planting carrots and beets with the peas. I had some leftover strawberries, So instead, I have interplanted lettuce, marigolds with the peas. Some of these peas have taken a little while to establish themselves. Right now, I expected these guys particularly to be taller. I do not think these peas are acclimated to my weather. Here is where the magic is. These are snap peas. This is the seeds that I collected last year. They have grown and reached the top of the net. It just goes to show, when you save your own seeds, they establish themselves really fast. These peas here, they're not the same peas that I saved seeds from, but they are snap peas. And then we have some mint and a miscellaneous little zucchini broccoli with garlic. So here is the state of the pea patch. There's a lot in progress right now with this garden, but the thing that I had mentioned last month is that I would get some aeration pots. So here it is, which it is so adorable. I love it. I think it adds a little, like, I don't know, like it just looks like it fits, right? I like that you're able to fold these out so they look really nice and they don't really flop over or anything. I have planted some cauliflower, zucchini, broccoli. I've got a squash in here. This is a barrage plant. I have a little zucchini that's trying to establish itself here. This is a special type of lettuce that has like a neat gold tint to it. It's a real pretty. And barrage, this okra. And I've got more in the greenhouse that I'm planted, but yeah, I've been very happy with that. Here's the current status of the aeration bags jungle. And before I leave this area, I have allowed this whole grass stuff to remain here. Not only do I think it looks pretty, I just like that it provides a place for good bugs to help maintain the garden. The greenhouse definitely busy. It's a lot more magic happening, so you've been warned. What's up? Say hi. Here is the outside junga, which puts beautiful little purplish blue flowers. Headed into the greenhouse. Very, very crazy, I agree. But it's a lot of lettuces. All of these need to be put in the ground. I've got some more purple bok choy. I've got some kale, some zucchini, more lettuce, tons more broccoli, which I overseeded, I know. This is more kale. But as you can see, I've got a lot of things to put in the ground, even some carrots, oddly. And here's the status of my workbench. Here's some that I have to plant in new pots. Over to the items in the grow lights. I have multiple crazy amount of tomatoes in here. And a lot of them should be able to stay in here for another month or two. I'll just have to keep putting them in bigger pots. A lot going on right now. A lot of companion plants as well. My garden is very exciting this year thanks to this greenhouse. Like, without this greenhouse, you should have seen my kitchen. I have a very tiny kitchen as it is, but the fact that I would put it on top of the fridge, I would put them outside every day, and I'm telling you, sometimes it was like 12 or 14 trays like these. So I am very happy that I have a little safe haven that can keep these guys pretty safe. And a quick final tour to the strawberry patch. A lot has happened here. Some barrage back here. I've interplanted them, lettuce and onion with the strawberries. We will see how they do together. I think I've got 36 strawberries. I've interplanted some with marigolds, some with nasturtiums. Got my mints here and my celery. So there you have it. The State of the Garden, March 2020.